I'm gonna reroute the thermo drive.
Electronic mail failure.
Stored forever in a virtual library.
Computers can't swim.
They can now.
Data turbines. The website. It's alive.
Movies
And Mainframes.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Movies and Mainframes, the podcast that is going to explore and discuss the representation of technology in media. I am your host, Andy, and with me today are Crystal Taylor and Sean Sebring. What's going on?
Howdy, y'all.
I'm glad we're all dancing.
Yes, absolutely. Got to get that energy up. It's early in the morning for me and listeners. We have a great episode for you today because we are not going to talk about a movie or a television show. No. Me, Crystal, and Sean have made a top 5 list. That's right.
Yeah.
Listicles. I've heard it helps with SEO. So here we go. What we are going to do today is that me, Crystal, and Sean, we have curated our own personal top 5 lists. And it's a continuation of a discussion that we had whenever I was on the last Tech Pod episode. And we started talking about future technologies, things that you see in movies and television shows that we want in our normal everyday lives. And so perfect discussion to have on Movies and Mainframes. So each of us has come up with our top 5 list of future technologies. Now, the only criteria for it to be on the list is that it had to have been featured in a movie, television show, but all of media counts. So if it was in a comic book, a video game, a novel, doesn't matter, fair game. Now, we are going to go round robin. We will start with our number 5s and we will work our way up to number 1. But before we jump into our list, I just wanted to ask y'all, how did y'all approach your list? Because I found this very, very difficult.
It was so hard. And I wrote down things and then discarded them like 60 times while I was going through this list. I think at first because this movie is a Mainframes, I was stuck on like films and TV. And then I remembered that you said also video games were fair game. And so I was like, wait, hold on. What other really cool things? Because there's loads of cool stuff in video games, like absolutely loads. And so I was like, what other things? And yeah, just constantly redoing the list over and over again. And I'll say, I'll throw this out there too, that mine are sort of in order, but I feel like that's give or take like anything. And I do have an honorable mention, which I want to bring up in maybe at the very end. And it's mainly because it could already exist and why doesn't it? So, yeah, it was genuinely really challenging. I edited and changed the list, and for 2 of them I have multiple examples of the type of technology, and I would take any of them.
Absolutely. What about you, Sean?
I have no confidence that I'm satisfied with my list. There's just too many things, and it changes day by day. Like if you're having a really like annoying day, I might be like, I really wish this was the best and first on my list, like traffic. All of a sudden I would either want teleportation or hover cars, right? And it could change. Like, who knows which one's cooler? I don't know. Like, we'll have to get into the weeds of it. Point is, I'm not confident. I am not confident that this is my real list because it was very hard, very hard. There's so many cool things out there.
We'll have to revisit this next year,
I was like, some of them might not be that far away. So yeah.
I guarantee also that one of us is going to bring something up and the others are going to go, oh, like I should have totally thought of that. I didn't. There's just too much out there.
When I started making my list, and I started with just things that I thought were really cool. And very quickly I realized like half the things on my list would inadvertently kill me because I would just wield them, willy-nilly and destroy my house.
We all know you're saying lightsaber. Okay.
Exactly. No. So it was just like, so I ended up taking a more boring, practical approach, but I want everything that's on my list. So
you would have the Luke moment looking down the barrel.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. Are y'all ready to get into the list?
Yes.
Okay. So here's how we'll do it. Sean, we'll start with you, then Crystal, then me. Let's start with number 5. All right. Number 5
pressure,
technology.
Sean.
What you got, Sean?
Okay. So again, now I'm stressed because I'm like, is this my least favorite of the 5?
Commit, man. Do it.
Like rebreathers. rebreathers. I want to be able to breathe underwater. I love swimming. I grew up in the water. I swam. My dad and I swam competitively. And like when you go to a clean beach, there's nothing more than I want to do than just literally stay under there and look at how beautiful it is. And also because I'm phobic about not being able to breathe. So if I had like a lot more confidence that like I could just stay instead of like with a scuba mask and scuba gear is terrifying to me. But anyway, I want to breathe underwater, like, you know, in Star
Phantom
Wars
Menace.
Episode 1. Yep, Phantom Menace. Like it
The
just
Horizon
seems
games
so
also have
simple.
one.
Yep.
Like I bite a harmonica and you're good to go. Like that's the way it looked to me.
Yeah.
It's probably what it was in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I like that. Who doesn't want to be underwater?
That
And I
would be
don't
really
want
cool.
that abyss pink liquid bringing
Ugh.
it into my lungs. No. Too much.
I will say there is something out there that's called a rebreather already. There is a piece of technology, as far as I know, from people I know in the military, they use them to like practice, do exercise as if they were at higher altitudes. So it does something completely different, but it is called a rebreather.
Yeah, I know. I've seen those too. But it won't help me with the fishies.
Yes.
But then I'll have a new paranoia, like a shark. Jeez. There's never... So force field might be on the list too soon, depending on if I'm at the beach or not, right? The list is fluctuating. Who knows?
Do lightsabers work underwater?
Yeah,
Can you turn them on?
They do.
Something we haven't seen in the films yet.
Shark
I
fin
don't think
soup.
so. No, there you go.
I don't think so.
All right, Crystal, what do you got? Number 5.
Okay, so this is probably my most controversial choice, I think, in that I also am feeling conflicted over it. But I really think that it would be super cool to have something that lets you learn a new thing instantly, a la the Matrix with bioports, and I actually think I would prefer this, but I'm real on the fence about it, neuromods in Prey, which I don't know if you guys know about this. They put it in their eye, which is very disconcerting, but it is less permanent than a port in the back of your head. So it's like I really bounce back and forth on which one I would prefer. But I like the idea. And actually, this reminded me of a conversation that we had with Derek Daly over on TechPod during like our lightning round. We asked him about technology, and he had said something like he didn't want to instantly learn anything because part of the joy of learning is going through the journey and getting better and getting the satisfaction. And I get that if it's a skill you want to learn, but what if it's something I need to know, but I don't actually want to learn how to do it? I just want to know how to do it already.
Yeah, I don't want to put in my 10,000 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I think. So something like that, or like, what if I want to try it for a day and then I really hate it? Like, I'll just go do something else then.
I wonder, like, because we can install apps, like take your phone, pretend your phone's your brain, right? We can do that with apps. I'm like, oh, let me go sift through, cool, click, download. Do you run out of storage space? I wonder, will we start to run out of storage space if people were like greedy with it?
Well, I will say that's partially why I leaned more towards neuromods from Prey, because there is an in-game lore for that where you basically lose other skills to replace them with the neuromods. And if you decide to get a new neuromod, you can replace a previous neuromod. So like say you learned, because in that game they have like you learn how to play violin, or like you have the skill of the most skilled violin player that they use to do this, right? So it's like something very specific, and like you learn that, and then it'll be like, warning, you're gonna forget something else very important. May or may not tell you what that is, but basically it's a similar concept of you only have so much space. And if we like the analogy that the computer is I mean, your brain is like a computer, then I do imagine you would have limited, like you can, isn't there like a scientific theory that you only really use like 10% of your brain normally? So like, yeah, I don't know how that would work, but I do like the idea of being able to learn something instantly.
No, super handy. Super handy.
Absolutely. Actually, I have something coming up on my list that's very, very similar. So
do I.
This will be fun.
Like it.
Number 5 for me, I was bouncing between two different things, and they're in the same ballpark. One was, it was like either the holodeck from Star Trek, but because of my likes, interests, and everything like that, I ended up going with the Oasis from Ready Player One. I mean, the way it's presented in the book, especially, I mean, the movie does a really good job, but the Oasis being this universe, and you can go to all these different worlds in quotes, and those worlds are governed by video game physics. So you can go to an 8-bit world, you can go to a side scroller world, you can go to all these different things, and then the gamification of pop culture and that's right up my alley. So I want that full immersive haptic suit, zero gravity suspension, 360 treadmill, and just exploring a video game world. That just sounds right up my alley and sounds so much fun. There's a part in the book where it was one of those moments where I was like, oh my God, was this written for me? Where one of the games to get the keys is he has to act out the movie War Games. He's in a 3D representation of War Games, and he has to act it out against Ali Sheedy and Dabney Coleman. And if he gets it right, he gets the key. And I was like, oh my God, if I could just pop into these movies and just, if I could be in Goonies in, the Oasis, oh my God, I would never leave. So yeah, number 5 for me is the Oasis from Ready Player One. So
I would totally be down to that. Pretty much almost was in my list. I don't know why it's not. Probably because of the mood I was in when I chose my list, like we've said. But you mentioned the 360 haptic rig, and I would totally go into debt getting one of those if it was real. Oh yeah. And it's funny because my kids watch too much stuff. But my son, who's 4, was recently saying he wants to get me the Scorpion chair. You familiar with the Scorpion chair?
Yes.
And I was just like, oh, if the haptic thing was there, then my kids would be like, for Father's Day, we got to get him that, right? The haptic 360. And I'm like, my kids love me. They know I need a Scorpion chair. And I'm like, my 4-year-old's on my team. Father's Day's coming up. Like, this could be real. This could be real.
Absolutely.
I have to say,
Scorpion chair.
I'm a very different gamer than you guys because while the Oasis is cool on some level, like all of the bad things about it are way more problematic for me. And I never once saw the haptic suit and went, yeah, I want to know what it feels like to get shot. No thanks. I don't think the good outweighs the potential for bad because people are the worst. Like my best friend will be a griefer in multiplayer online games. So just sit there and spawn camp just for fun because people are annoying him. I don't none of that sounds like a good time to me. I see going and being able to live out a movie or stuff, but I think all the hazards that are still there, and maybe it's the mom in me that's like, oh, the hazard of forgetting the real world and not interacting with reality anymore and living in the stacks and all of the things that were going on, the vision that IOI has of taking over, that would 100% happen in the real world. So I'm as a reality piece of technology, I feel like it wouldn't work the way anyone really wants it to. So that's why it didn't make my list.
Yeah, I would, if it really existed, I would 100% be divorced and destitute and have to go to some kind of therapy and it's not the real world, Andy, but all my friends are in there. So yeah, it would be problematic. Yeah. All right. Now we are moving on to number 4. What you got, Sean?
Oh, man. See, this one I'm feeling disappointed in because it's kind of already real, but I kind of want it more real. And by more real, I mean more unrealistic, like it is in the shows. But universal translators, right? I would love to be able to just walk around anywhere and feel absolutely confident.
Yeah, that's
having
a good one.
moved into Europe, I love that I have so much more access to travel, and I still feel levels of anxiety because of language barriers.
Oh yeah.
And part of this will actually play into my next one. I can't spoil, but it's just the ability to kind of understand anything and everything. And this is one of the ones where I was saying, I think we're closer than we are far away because the technology is already there to do the translation. It's just not quite as real time and practical, right? I did see when I was in London at a convention last week, actually, a gentleman come up to us, and I initially thought he was being rude. He kind of walked past us, didn't acknowledge us, but then he just held his phone up to some of the stuff in our booth, and it's because he was translating it. So again, semi-real time, he was accomplishing what this is. But like, yeah, it would be so convenient. It would be so convenient to just not have that small thing impeding my ability to go all over the world.
So like you said, the elements of this do exist within your phone, of translating signs, translating conversations, but what would make it that next step for you? Like, what do you want? Do you want like a little earpiece that is translating? Do you want it an implant? Do you want, you know what I mean? Like what?
So yeah, this is where
what's the level you want it integrated?
I am agnostic to the application at the moment, but I have something in my list that it could apply to as part of it, as like a separate technology that it could apply to. But for current, not on the list practicalities, an earpiece would be fine, but I also wear glasses normally.
Yeah.
So like, and they have that, right? That could work.
Be great for reading.
I'll
also
save the rest of my answer for my third.
To be continued.
One.
Yes, exactly.
That's a really good one. I can't believe I didn't think of it.
Mm-hmm. What you got for number 4, Crystal?
Number 4. So number 4 is the Animus, which is the least practical of all of my choices. I'll tell you that for free right now.
Yeah.
So like all of my other ones are pretty much chosen for practical reasons. This one I just think would be really cool. Like you could relive your ancestors' DNA, and obviously for some people that would be a lot worse than for others. I just think it would be interesting.
What is this? This what? Animus? What am I?
The Animus from the Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
Universe, yeah, where they basically they lock into your DNA, and then you are reliving your ancestors' memories. That's the like premise of it. And it just seems really cool, right? Like, even if no one in your ancestry did anything super, like, like we're not all going to have an Ezio Auditore in our ancestry or anything like that. But wouldn't it be so cool to learn about, like, real historical things from someone who was there? Give you a different perspective, I feel like, on historical events. So, like, I don't know, it just seems interesting. And also, like, one of the like weird like magic science things that happens with it is you automatically get whatever skills they had as well from the time period. So in the case of the Assassin's Creed games, that means like parkour and assassinating people. But like in reality, it could mean any number of different things.
I love this one, especially because you had just said that you're not about like feeling, in the haptic suit getting shot, but then like the potential of, like you said, reliving this ancestry. I'm like,
I did say it was the least practical.
Bad stuff happened back then. Like, we're trying to get away from it. So, but I completely agree. Like, it would be really neat to be able to experience things from like my grandfather's perspective for just a little bit, right? Just like, some of the things that I can only picture is what life was like, or what he did, like just working in his garage shop before I was born, right? That would be interesting to me.
It would be especially eye-opening for people who always say things like I was born in the wrong time, and they could really know.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. No, anybody who says that, it's like, well, yeah, you want to walk 3 miles to get water every single day? Like, it's just like, no, thank you. Yes, I agree. It would be interesting to witness things and see things from that perspective. And what a great way to do it. You don't have to live in that time, like a time machine. It's, it's
just
like
take
first person view of like, I'm in, pretty cool.
Yeah. You can't really affect the past or anything, so it's not as scary as a time machine would be, but you'd still get to experience. I just think it would be really interesting, but it is definitely the least practical thing on my list.
Oh, yeah. My number 1 is completely unpractical, but because of my just curiosity, it's like, I mean, I would immediately die using my number 1, but it would be worth it. Yeah, it'd be totally worth it, bro. All right. Number 4 for me is a basic stuff, but I gotta have one. Replicator from Star Trek. Just, I mean, who doesn't want anything that you can possibly think of just made for you immediately? And the rules in Star Trek, if I remember, were obviously you can't make anything living,
Right.
and it won't make. It has safeguards of making dangerous things. Like I can't ask for a bomb, but I mean, any food, any random thing. I mean,
That was my first thought was food. Like,
Yeah.
I could take
100%.
a amazing donut and go ham. Like,
Yeah,
look at all those donuts.
and
like
then
all of a sudden I can cater.
yeah, and then you can tweak the parameters. If it came out too sweet, whatever. You can just get everything to perfection. It's saved into the storage, into the data bank, and yeah, I mean, I always think I tell myself I love to cook because I do. I find it relaxing and everything, but man, like Sunday through Thursday, are you kidding me? Like whenever it's, everybody's busy, it's the work days, getting people ready for school and stuff like that. Absolutely not. I would just be like, yep, give me a lasagna, give me this, give me that, give me that. And just random things. I mean, if you had a replicator big enough, I could get a new car out of it. Or I would realistically probably use a replicator for meals every single day and clothing.
Yeah.
And then I would, and just the way the replicator works in Star Trek is that it recycles. So I can just throw my clothes away. I don't even have to wash clothes anymore because the next morning when I wake up, generate me this. Cool. Thank you. And 100%, I know that's what I would use it for 99% of the time. And then the other times it would just be for, like replacing 3D printing, like, oh, I need this little thing or whatever, or Amazon purchase, like, oh, well, the replicator can make it for me. Now I have my cold brew coffee mug.
3D printing.
Exactly. But yes, I just want a replicator from Star Trek. I mean, who wouldn't want just anything Earl Grey hot? So
I won't give it away, but that is going to come back later.
Oh, yeah. I figured. All right. We are on number 3.
So I literally just rearranged them. Is that fair? Can I do that?
I did that also. No one else has seen it. You didn't even have to tell us.
So an invisibility cloak. I don't know why. It seems probably like taboo and like you're clearly up to no good if you want to be invisible. But
it's
like
a little bit creepy.
It is, but like I don't know.
I want one.
Just, if it's a tech, I want cloaking. Like that would be so neat. That would be so neat.
It would be neat. It's just another one of those technologies that would be instantly abused by someone really doing bad things.
Yeah,
I know,
absolutely.
But just the concept of it to me is so cool. I mean, HP, our boy HP had an invisibility cloak. Master of Death, my bro. But anyway, that's magic, and I'm talking about technology, invisibility.
No, there's plenty of instances of invisibility cloaks.
Also, what is magic but technology that hasn't been invented yet?
Thank you, Arthur C. Clarke.
Rather.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's one of my favorite quotes.
He's a warlock. No, he combined chemical. He's an alchemist. Okay.
So, Sean, let me ask you this. You have an invisibility cloak. What is your timeline? How long do you think it would take before you turn into full-blown villain?
Shoot.
Because let's be real.
Well, like
you will be imbued with godlike powers. There's no way you're not turning to the dark side.
The real question is, how long would it be before his kids stole it and he never found it again?
Yeah.
Actually,
you left it on? it could be anywhere. Dang it.
I can think of so many movies where literally that's happened. Megamind was the first thing that I thought.
Megamind's a good movie.
But yeah, no, the altruism behind everything would be what, it transforms into corruption unintentionally, right? You're like, but I came from the best place in my heart when this started. Now I'm just like, but I could get, I don't know, steal stuff. Like, I'm not trying to steal stuff,
absolutely.
But it's like, it's too easy. They don't need it. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. See, that's the thing.
How quick would it be before you talk yourself into a Robin Hood personality, though?
Right.
Steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Right. And there could be a need for some Robin Hooding. So yeah, altruism would be, who knows? I can't answer, Andy. Give me the tech and I'll tell you.
Yeah, true. I give myself
that's it, real time.
I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give myself 1 full year before it is before I'm just gone. I'm unreachable. I'm just
like literally he's gone.
Exactly.
I'm invisible 100% of the time.
I live in the shadows.
Yeah.
All right. What was that? Was that number 3?
That was number 3, crystals.
All right,
Yes.
number 3, Crystal. What do you got?
Okay, again, eminently practical. I want a sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah.
thought
Like-
about that. I almost made my list as well. What can't it do?
Wood.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a long-standing joke in Doctor Who. It can't do wood. But there is like genuinely, especially for people who aren't normally very handy, like imagine. And also get rid of this entire tool chest. I just have one sonic screwdriver. Great. I love it. Practical. I need it in my life.
I think it'd be better if you kept the entire tool chest and all the
Just had
drawers
this
were
one
empty
screwdriver.
but one. Yeah, it's basically a pedestal at that
Yeah.
point.
Nice. What do you picture yourself using it for? Like, you see it in the show and everything. Are you picturing like troubleshooting computer issues, fixing things around the house, your car? You know, like what do you think you're actually using it for on a daily
Everything,
basis?
like legitimately everything. Recently, I've had so many issues around my house. I've had several water leaks. Like legitimately, there's just been so much stuff going on. So like that's probably also driving this choice. It's like,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be nice if I just had a tool that could just immediately fix it or diagnose it at least? Like for that, I mean, computers as well. I just completely rebuilt my personal PC like 2 weeks ago because my motherboard has a short somewhere and it was causing problems. And it was just like, it would be lovely. It would be so lovely and practical to just have one tool that's taking you like 2 seconds. Everything is fixed. I like the idea too. This is another one that would get abused because it can do locks and it can it can do
You could walk up to an ATM and just be like, spit out money if you wanted to.
Yeah, it can unencrypt computers. So like genuinely it would probably also get abused. I wouldn't use it for that unless like I forgot a password and then be which I absolutely can see happening. I forgot my password. Let me get in there. But it would be for my stuff.
Sure.
I wouldn't abuse it to get into anything because I genuinely am not curious enough to want to get into other people's stuff. I got enough problems by myself.
Nice. Number 3 for me, also very, very practical. I want Rosie the robot from the Jetsons.
Rosie!
I want.
She's got to be sassy then.
Exactly. So I was thinking about it. I want a personal assistant robot, and I chose Rosie over things like Bicentennial Man or AI or these other things. Because if this thing is going to be roaming my halls and I'm interacting it with day to day, I want some personality. I don't want just this creepy automaton just walking through my halls with glowing eyes like, oh, no.
Should be rolling.
Exactly. But obviously a personal robot that could do everything for me. I mean, you're just freeing up so much time. I never have to go shopping. I never have to cook. I never have to iron or clean clothes or mow the lawn or do anything anymore. I can actually just sit and enjoy my time with my family because everybody works at least usually 8 hours a day. You should sleep 8 hours a day. So that leaves you with 8, but everybody knows you don't get 8 because all those hours are eaten up with prepping for the next day, doing this, doing that. And so you're left with, by the time you're done with everything, you're left with like 2 hours of like, well, I'm not going to do anything except veg out, or try to make a connection with my kids, but I'm so tired. So to get all that time back and never have to step foot in a grocery store if I don't want to ever again, or mow the lawn or any of that bull, then count me in. And
alleviating the domestic burden.
Exactly. And give me a little sass with it, a little sarcasm. Yeah, I'll take it every time. So Rosie the robot for me. What about y'all? If y'all had to pick a personal assistant robot from all of media, is there something coming to mind that, I'd like that one? Or
Jarvis.
I'm so torn on this, 'cause
yeah.
I think they're pretty close. And of course they're going to be developed over the next like 5-10 years to like be more practical. But I think they're closer than they are far away, similar to the universal translators. But I 100% agree with you, Andy. I want that freedom, but I also like how do I put this? This is going to be maybe so weird and revealing. I need therapy, but I would want to do
That's
the
what we're here
activity
for, Sean.
with. Yeah, I know. I want to do the activity with it, like teach it my method, maybe even right. And so like because
it
I
would
like
be frustrating if it loaded the
instructions.
dishwasher wrong.
Yeah. Well, and I like
Dude,
doing this
for
stuff.
real.
But I also like the time. So I'm like, if we could do it together, or if I could, when you say assistant, I want to be its boss. Like half the time I might be like, okay, I'm good for it. And then the other time I'm like, just do this.
Yeah, take out your frustrations on your personal assistant robot.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. But like you said though, how long would it take me to become fully dependent on it and stop wanting that? Because
2 seconds.
You mentioned the therapeutic aspect of cooking. I actually don't like going to fold clothes. Once I start though, it's my heart rate must go down by so much. My mind is so much more peaceful. And the same thing's true for me for cooking. And I'm in Ireland. I hang clothes. I don't have a dryer here. So like, there's so many little things where I like even cleaning the house. Vacuuming floors. I'm like, would I want to give that up mentally? Like I have to tell myself beforehand because the second I gave it up, I would never take it back. That's the scary
Wouldn't you
part.
just replace it with another like calming activity though?
No,
like reading
I thrive on chaos, and that's why I'm like these forced therapeutic activities. I'm scared I would ruin my life by giving them up because I'd be like, okay, what else can I do that's chaotic? You mentioned your friend Crystal, who's a camper. I don't like. My daughter's been trying to get me to play Minecraft with her, and I am. I helped get her into it, but I like playing on survival mode because if there's no risk, I get so bored so fast. And she's like, please just play creative with me. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, but then once I got into creative mode with her, I started like full, like, I'm just putting bricks in a row almost. It feels like I'm like, but this is satisfying. And then minutes and minutes have gone by and I'm like, stop, Sean, no, get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd be okay with not ever doing those things again. I've already kind of reached that state. So I grew up in an environment where I had to do a lot of things myself. We lived in the country. We didn't have internet, or we got satellite internet when I was a teenager, but you weren't really allowed to use it for anything. And even if you wanted to, it was so slow. And, like we didn't have water during the summer. We had to get water manually from somewhere else and bring it to the house. Like I genuinely grew up in like a harder time period. And as an adult, I was talking to my cousin about this the other day because we were talking about how our upbringings were so much harder. And I was like, yeah, but now I can just pay someone to do the thing for me. And I in no way feel like, because there's that whole, there's a whole female empowerment movement of like, I could fix my plumbing problem myself. I know how. I learned how to do all the stuff with PVC and all of that. My dad taught me all of that when I was a kid. I did all that stuff with him. I could fix it. But if I don't have to, I'm more than willing to just not. I'm okay with unloading that domestic burden onto someone or something else as long as it is done properly. I like that'd be fine.
Yeah, I love your callbacks to your country life, like. Because I know.
Oh yeah, I feel like people don't believe me.
No, I know like Texas country, and I'm just like picturing Crystal. It's time to go feed the scorpions. Like
chickens, rabbits. I mean,
yeah. I would just want to replace all this new free time with, besides like family stuff, like reading, video games, like just, and I would still be getting out, but I don't have to get out to be at a store or run errands. Like I can just go explore the city on my own. I can do whatever. And I know that would be something I know I would have to be cognizant of and schedule, like, because otherwise I would just be at home and I would never leave, and I'd be very comfortable with that. But then I would not be growing as a person, and I would be awful to be around.
Yeah.
So I would have to be like, well, I have to get out today. I have to do something, But yes, no, I don't. Yeah, I already don't go shopping because I do the curbside.
Yeah.
And, it saves me time. Exactly. And so it's just like, if I can just start systematically getting rid of these, I'd be fine. I'd work it out.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm not that far from that already.
Yeah. We are now on number 2.
So this one I semi want number 1, but I think I like number 1 where it's at. But it's neural HUDs. basically, which is where I was saying ties into like universal translators. Right? That's where I was going with it, because like, and I think, and I don't want to like hone in on him as the reference for this, but like Zuckerberg's talking about this kind of thing already. Like how we interact with the universe is constantly changed to interface-based things, and like having it be like a heads-up display kind of thing. Like, is it in glasses? Probably phase 1, right? It kind of already is. And then is it in contact lenses? Maybe. Or is it just like, again, a neural thing? But, you know, I'd love stuff like, you know, your blood sugar is low, your heart rate's high, you know, all sorts of different stuff, like a scheduling thing. Like maybe that's too much, but like it's handy because I have memory issues and I miss stuff all the time. But like there's so many things where I'm like, it would be super handy to just have what I look at my watch for, or what I like lift my phone up and hold in front of my face for. If I could have some of those things right there, right? It would be so handy. So handy.
Absolutely. No, when we get to me, my number 2 is very close, but it's to the nth degree. Like I want it. Yes, exactly. What do you have for number 2, Crystal?
Andy wants to not be a person anymore. He wants to be full technology.
Hey, don't take his number 1 away. Don't take his number 1 away.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just reading the writing on the wall here. I don't know that I would want that personally. I think I'm okay with forgetting stuff sometimes. I think it's one of the things that makes me human. And I do feel guilty, but it makes me do better next time. Like I have been late to pick my son up before. I mean, not a lot late, but it's like, oh, I'm like 5 minutes past when I was supposed to leave, and I'm immediately like freaking out. And he'll be like, what are you even talking about? I didn't even notice you were late. But it is good for me if I had like, and I put reminders on my calendars and stuff, but if I'm like heads down on something, I might lose track of time. But I think that takes away some of the humanity for me, where I would prefer to just forget things sometimes. Also, it's kind of convenient to forget things sometimes, because like I'll no longer have the excuse of, oh, I forgot to text you back, or, oh, I forgot about this thing that you invited me to that I don't want to go to, but I don't want to tell you because I was being polite. So, you know, you lose those like, human excuses. So maybe I don't need it.
You can like swipe away notifications like, oh, I totally blinked twice on that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Why does that sound somehow worse? Like even worse of an excuse. I blinked twice on that. My bad.
I don't know. You got to interact with it somehow. So I'm like,
I know.
There we go.
Let me sneeze this real quick.
You're walking down the street trying to interact with your HUD, and people are like, "What is he doing?"
Yeah. It's not recognizing my wink. Damn it!
It also just makes me think of those really obnoxious people that do speakerphone and stuff like that in public, and I feel like it would just make all of that stuff 10,000 times worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh!
What do you have for your number 2, Crystal?
So my number 2, I actually just swapped them. It was my number 1, but now I moved it to number 2. I've decided the other one's better. So my number 2 is some sort of food system. So I did say we were going to come back to the replicator. Replicator is one of my examples, but specifically for the food part. But also the other examples that I would happily take are the microwave system from The Fifth Element, which they don't go into much detail on, but she puts a bucket of chicken in there, and then it's a huge bucket of chicken. And then also the hydrator from Back to the Future is also really good. You know, they're like really tiny dehydrated, and then they stick it in there and bam, you got a pizza. Like anything that makes, because I don't really like cooking at all. I need to cook to feed myself, my son, but like I get into really bad habits of getting takeout way too often and stuff like that because I don't want to cook. So I would like a food system of some kind that instantly makes delicious, preferably healthy-ish foods for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I always did like the food rehydrator in Back to the Future too, because I mean, one, it would just help with like storage as well. You see how tiny that little large pizza is, and oh man, if I could have a pantry full of that stuff, I could have 5 years worth of food just sitting.
Oh man, preppers would be in heaven.
Exactly. Just need power, but no, that would be really cool. Just the convenience of having a meal ready to go, hot, fresh, in the matter of seconds. You just can't beat it.
Seems like it's evolution, like the next step. Like the microwave already kind of did that.
I hope so.
Right? Like microwave meals in their own way. And it's like, we want it even faster than that. You know? And
better, preferably, because like microwave meals are like real hit or miss on if you get it or not.
I would be scared that I would abuse it again, like all these things. I'm like, God, if it was too easy, or, you know, maybe the costs would stay the same or even go up on these kind of things. So that would be my prohibitor for don't abuse. Mm-hmm. I already have a hard enough time controlling my diet so that I don't blow up.
But if it could be anything, you could choose healthy options the same as you can now.
Yeah,
that chicken that Lilu Dallas is eating, I'm like, that looks nice.
Good.
It looks quality, and it doesn't look microwaved, right? Mm-hmm. It had like the nice glistening. Like, I'm like, okay, I could be coerced.
Yeah,
you could talk me into it.
Even things you see in other media, I would take, like, honestly, like 90% of the time, I would be fine with even like food pills.
Yeah.
You know, the days where everybody's busy, work days, I'd be fine with just like, hey, I swallowed my sustenance for the day. I didn't sit down for a meal, but I'd be fine. But still, yes, on weekends and times where I have, free time, like, yes, let's go out to a restaurant. Yes, obviously I would miss the feeling of fried chicken in my mouth and the flavor and everything. But there's plenty of times where it's like, I'd be fine with just swallowing a pill, knowing like I got all my vitamins, nutrients, everything, and it actually sustained me.
It'd be easier for those people that will get, they get heads down on something and then completely forget to eat, which I completely don't understand, by the way. I'm not one of those people. I'm like, no, I'm hungry. I'm out of here. I got to get food.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like the idea, Andy. I agree with that one so much because it would be really cool to be able to separate nutrition from enjoying a meal.
Exactly.
There are times where I'm like, I need nutrition, right?
Yeah, but if you have
eating
both,
healthy can feel boring. So I'm like, if I could just like knock out nutrition, that'd be cool. And then like you're saying, like, you know what? It's Friday. It's payday. Let's go for a really fun, enjoyable meal and like focus on like.
Dude, chefs would be in such high demand in that environment.
Absolutely.
Could demand any salary pretty much.
All right. Number 2 for me.
The extreme neural HUD. Let's go, Andy. I want to hear.
Yes. This is what it is for me. It is the STEM chip from the movie Upgrade. Are y'all familiar with Upgrade?
Yes.
So in this movie. Yeah. So basically, it's just an AI chip implanted to this guy, and no spoilers, but he loses the use of his legs. Experimental AI chip integrates with his nervous system, and not only is it like an AI like Siri or something like that, where it can give you information, talk to you, whatever, and it's all in your head, so you're only hearing it. It can actually take control if you relinquish control of your nervous system, so it can do things for you. Like there's this part in the movie where he's doing an investigation and he's looking through an apartment, and the STEM chip is telling him through, his own eyes, like, hey, no, go back to that room and look at this thing. And it like zoom in and enhances and analyzes what he's looking at. And then eventually he gets into a fight with the person, and he's a normal guy. He doesn't know how to fight. But the chip tells him, relinquish control and I'll take over. And it's kind of like the real world counterpart to the Matrix, where it has the skills and it takes over your muscles. And he's a passenger in his own body watching him do all these crazy karate moves. And for me, it's just like what we talked about of learning a skill, but you don't want, obviously I'm not going to use this to beat people up in the street.
Won't.
Yeah, exactly. But if it gets rid of that 10,000 hours to be good at something, to learn something immediately, like really boring stuff, like I don't know how to sew and mend clothes, but if I can tell the chip do it and it's just doing it for me and I'm a passenger. I've always wanted to ride a motorcycle, but I'm not going to do all of the lessons and money and everything that it takes. But if I could just rent a motorcycle and cruise along the coast and I'm a passenger in my own body like a roller coaster, I'll do it. So not only having the just that AI in my head that I can interact with and ask questions and do the things like alerts, alarms, what's the weather, like what I use my phone for every single day, but just having it there, but the full blown, I'm a passenger in my own body for
implementation of this.
Yeah. For
those of
boring
you who are
things
just
or things I don't know.
And can't see, Crystal is not okay.
Yes, she is
not
not down with this at all.
That coincides with the ending of the movie, so it's 7 years past now. So spoiler alert again. But Crystal, why don't you tell us how you feel about Andy's second level technology? Yeah.
What you're describing is an absolute worst nightmare for me. Not having control of my own body. Get out of here. Absolutely not. You're telling me that you are okay just being a passenger in your own body? No thanks. I can't do it. Listen, people who have gone to events and stuff with me will know this. I don't really even drink at all. And there is a reason for that. I'm not a control freak by nature, of anything, except for my own person. I need personal autonomy.
You need your own agency. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the way you're and I've seen the movie. It's been years, but I did see the movie when it came out, and it was a really good movie. Genuinely, it's very fun to watch. But yeah, that would be a personal nightmare for me to give up control of my body, even if it was to get out of a dangerous situation. I don't know. I think I'll just die. It's okay. No, I don't think I could do it. I think that is it's one step away from taking control, which, as Sean said, is some part giveaway for the end of the movie. But maybe it's just because of the world that we live, or partly because of the world that we live in. The companies that create that technology would 100% be bad guys and take over in some aspect, or steal your biological information or whatever, use you. If you don't have autonomy over your own body, what's to stop them from wiping your memory and using you to rob a bank or something? Legitimately, this is an absolute nightmare to me. Yeah. If you're watching the video version, you'll know I was shaking my head no the entire time that Andy was talking. No, I can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, not for me.
Obviously, in the real world, there's no way I would do this, because like you said, everything would not, even the very low tier evil would just be subscription based, or whatever. But then there's going to be bad actors that are just going to exploit, hack, do whatever. And so yes, realistically, no. But I don't personally have a problem of relinquishing control, because there's so many times I do it already. Anytime I get on a plane, I'm relinquishing control. Every time I get into a car, I have control. I have the illusion of control, but I can't control what all the other cars are doing and everything. So for me, it is a huge step up to that next level with this chip, but I am literally thinking about it in the most mundane, boring way of
sewing,
I don't
Andy.
want to even concentrate on folding clothes.
Yeah.
So if I can tell this chip to just go through the muscle of just fold these clothes, and I am completely checked out watching a movie or listening to a podcast.
This is really funny to picture, Andy.
Exactly.
Just staring blankly off into the distance while your body folds clothes via AI.
Exactly. But I mean, that's what I would realistically use it for. And then, yes, finding fun things to do. Like I said, I want to ride a motorcycle. I want to do this. I want to jump I want to do parachuting solo, but I don't have the money or the hours to do the 140 jumps or whatever it is that you need to do.
About that, I'm thinking, wonder if it was real, right? Could you then eventually develop the muscle memory for it? If it did everything in the perfect form, would you start to gain?
Well, they already do things now, even where they can tense your muscles and stuff like that, so you don't atrophy when you're in comas. And they already do stuff like that to give your muscles activity, so you don't have muscle atrophy. So there's memory. It's not a huge leap to say that it could help you. Maybe that would still take some time because of the limitations of the human body, though.
Well, then stuff like fixing my car. If I'm looking in the AI is diagnosing, and it's like, cool, let's replace this. It's like a YouTube tutorial, but it's
your hands
telling or showing me, or it's just taking over. And I'm like, the equivalent of shining a flashlight on it, like my dad, just like,
Yeah.
I just have to look at it while it does it. Cool. Yay. I fixed it.
I do think that like I could see the positive benefits for like accessibility and things like that, right? Where people who are physically disabled and in lots of ways would be able to do things again, which would be great. But I feel like that is what this is the origin story of the start of the movie where the villain takes over, right? We convinced everyone to buy into this for accessibility because no one wants to say, no, we don't want that. So like, I feel like that's like the origin story. I think there are positives to it, but I personally would not be okay giving up my autonomy.
Yeah. I hear you. No, I hear you. I do not care. I just do it.
We're always learning things about each other on the show.
Yes.
Crystal cares enough for the three of us.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I loved the passion there.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
It's genuinely a personal nightmare of mine. So thanks for bringing that
up. All right. And that brings us to our number one. What you got, Sean?
That was my, anyway, my hand here.
It's your air.
Oh, it's what was it called again? Oh, dang it! I just closed my notepad. No, I want to remember how I phrased it. It was the memory playback. It was playback was the term. Memory playback. I just having kids now is probably my biggest reason, and being a kid is my other big reason. There's points of happiness that like, and it wouldn't in this technology, it wouldn't give you the exact same feeling, but the memory and then it, what you do with that memory generates your feeling. But there's, especially with my children, I feel like no matter how many pictures I take, which thank goodness we have the luxury to take so many more photos and videos.
So many more, yeah.
And when I was a kid, my parents didn't have that luxury. But even then, there's two things. One, I'm focusing on taking the picture, and it still feels like it doesn't capture the moment right. So if I'm taking the picture, I'm not present because I'm thinking about how to preserve the moment instead of being in it. And it's still just not enough, right? It doesn't do it justice. So I'm like, if I could, just like you can in your Google Photos, scroll back to a year, then a month, then a day, and then like find the time when it was, and it would be commoditized. You'd have to pay for, so you could archive things where you're like, well, that was dumb. Like, I don't want to catalog work. I don't like, maybe for a week, and then it's a rolling, right? Then it can just go away.
Speaking of commoditizing it, that would be a thing that your work could pay for when you leave the company. Take all your work.
No, I'm expensing it.
Yeah, exactly.
But man, it's one of those things where, and again, especially being a dad, I'm like, I can't get these back. I can't, I can remember the feeling of seeing my son, which, oh my God, I just want to tell stories about him. He tried to prank his mom the other day. He's 4. And I was like, I love you so much.
I love kid pranks. They're so funny.
It was so good though. And then his sister ruined it immediately. But it's, memory playback, I would say. And it, of course, comes with risk, right? Then you just get stuck living in a memory because you can't let it go. So, I mean, it comes with its own risks. But
Sean bringing all the feels to the end of the round here.
The options for self-reflection, too, would be kind of neat. But
so this, for me, like Crystal, is a big no-no that I wouldn't want. Well, it would be a no-no for me if it was... Like if I did memory playback, if that was a thing, it would need to just be objective, like what my eyeballs were seeing. I could not handle if it somehow recorded like my emotional state during that time, because I'm sure we've all run into this. I need the separation and the rose coloredness of nostalgia to look back on things, because there's so many times, just, because we live our lives and everything happens in our lives, that I will be at a event like for instance, watching my children, but day of, I'm actually in a bad mood because, and I wouldn't want that recorded, and I wouldn't want to relive that because that would just make me feel even more guilty of like, oh my God, I'm not even
Well, that's the
present. I'm
self-reflection
thinking
piece. I'm like, man, I
Exactly.
could learn from myself being a total tool for no reason, and it's actually going to be a great day. And
yeah,
I agree,
true.
though. I wouldn't want the emotions to be part of it, not that chemical release.
Yeah.
Also, like thinking about practical applications, it'll be really useful for defense in accident cases.
Yes.
Because you're
Wow.
well, you forget things due to shock and like whatever else. Like you could forget something that happened, and like in the lots of cases now where they ask you to tell the same story, because I have sat on a jury for a case like this. They ask you to tell the same story over and over and over and over and over again for like a year or more sometimes when you're doing these cases. Well, stuff slips through the cracks, or it changes based on the retelling and what people are then telling you when they ask you new questions and stuff like that. So like this would be super useful if it was without the feelings.
Yes.
I'm with Andy on that. If I could
me too,
leave the
100%.
feelings there and it only recorded the memories, it would be great too. Because like you said, you could be present in every moment. You wouldn't have to be taking pictures or whatever.
Yeah. And I
Which
just keep
is great.
thinking of all the negative, but like weaponizing this in your marriage with arguments of like, that's not what you said. And
Black
December 16th,
Black
2020.
Oh, geez, yeah.
But like it's exactly
accountability.
like that Black Mirror episode where they do have that, and he becomes fixated on an event, and he keeps replaying it and replaying it and replaying it. And for me, that would be a real danger. It's like the whole thing where you obsess about something you did that made you seem stupid or bad, but then you realize the rest of the world doesn't care. The rest of nobody else is thinking about it as much as you are, or at all.
Nobody else even noticed.
Yeah, exactly. But I would, I could see myself just obsessing over a particular moment or event and just being
I think what we're learning is all of these cool technologies are dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So is a microwave.
Yeah.
When used incorrectly.
True.
But I think everyone should have a rite of passage to put a disc in there just to see what it looks like.
Absolutely. No, I would. I was just at my daughter's dance recital, and I'm always wary of it. I want to record it because other people want to see it, but I'm always wary. So I always try to get my framing, because I can always crop later. So I just get wide framing, and I always hold it right down here, right on my chest. So I'm not looking at the viewfinder. I worked in television for so long that it's very real, that disconnect of viewing something through a screen as opposed to witnessing it live. You get this disconnect and you feel you're not connected to the moment.
You're focused on
I
the
always
shot,
just
not
do
the
that.
moment,
And then if I need to, because anybody who watches it doesn't care if it's too wide or I'm seeing the back of people's heads. But if I need to, I can crop it later. But I always do that. So I'm just trying to stay into the moment. And that's what I do most of the time. I did it this weekend and it seems to work out. But yes, no, that is very real of like, I'm staring through the screen,
I feel like if I was holding a camera down here and recording, it would be like the ceiling or something. Like no one would ever get to see what was there. That's a skill that you have. But I think that you're right. I tend to hold it like off to the side so that I can still see with whatever I'm recording. But yeah, I think that this would be really great in a lot of ways. But yeah, like everything else will be abused because people are the worst. So now that Sean's got us all up in our feelings.
Yeah. What do you have for number one, Crystal?
Star Trek transporters.
Oh, yeah.
That was almost on my list, but I figured
mine too. Yeah.
I have it listed as teleporters, and then I put a la Star Trek transporters. But the more I think about it, the more I'm more specific of like I want it to be like Star Trek transporters specifically because they have specific locations. Like you can't just go anywhere or start anywhere. Like they have the like landing platform or whatever. So like even if I was to use it in my house, I would have a platform in my house that I could use as like the starting point. You can't it's a little bit more limited. So there's less danger of like random people just showing up whatever or being inside of a wall or whatever. Cause I feel like any kind of teleportation in any media, Nightcrawler teleportation, even like there's always a risk. There's in Harry Potter, they have teleportation as one of their spells that they can do, and all of them have a risk of like really messing it up and going wrong. And I think that that's still true, but I feel like Star Trek transporters are one of the like safer ones I've seen in sci-fi
practical
media.
Teleportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as we've pointed out, almost all of mine are practical. So
No, I like that one. I definitely just I need to get to A to B. I've driven to
I
work
would love
100
to
times.
not ever have to drive anywhere ever again. I
Ever,
don't like driving.
Or what if it was like Fog of War style? You could only teleport there after you've been there. Because I would,
Well,
I
that's
would
less
want.
good, Sean.
No, I would
What
want
if
to.
I want to use it for vacation?
Yeah.
So like my A to B to work, have no interest in seeing it sometime. Well, actually, see, I still like to drive. I live in a pretty place though, so.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I do
It's
not.
true.
So, yeah, obviously the benefits of teleportation, I am completely down with. I would love it. I mean, yeah, I would gladly give up any kind of sense of, and I've been on so many fun road trips. And it's not like you even have to give that up if you don't want to, but just knowing
you can still do that, but when you want to.
Exactly. Just like, nope, we're going here. We're going to Chicago for the day.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. And yeah, you could, I mean, it's
patenting
limitless.
that sound for the teleportation. Bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam.
But no, I mean, if it was, obviously,
Crystal.
I know we always drag it into the real world and horrible corporations.
That's what we do.
It would cost way too much, all this kind of stuff. But if it was affordable and you could do these things, then I always think about my friend who lived in Naples for a long time. And because he was, European countries are in closer proximation to each other, I would see posts all the time. It's like I talked to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're just going to go up to Paris for like a 3-day weekend. We're going to go to the Alps. We're going to do this." And I'm like, "Dude, it takes 10 hours just to get out of Texas."
Yeah.
And so to have the world open up to you to where it's like, I'm going to go see the pyramids this weekend. I'm going to go to Thailand. I'm going to go wherever, Oh my God, that would be so great.
Yeah.
Can you imagine DDoSing with that? Everyone,
no,
quick.
don't.
Flood the pyramids. Anyway, I like that one.
That's my
it.
number one, though.
Absolutely.
I would like to be able to do it. I do think that there are times, like you said, road trips are great. So, like, I would not want to do away with the fun times you have to be in the car. But generally
Roads
speaking,
would be so much more clear if it
traffic,
existed too.
yeah, that's true. Traffic is terrible, and just like it's so, and mainly because maybe it's because we live in Texas. We're just so far from everything. Like even living in a city in Texas, it takes you at least like 30 minutes to get anywhere you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like it would be so nice to have the world is our oyster. I'm not even thinking of like true Star Trek transporter where I can go to another planet. I'm thinking of just Earth. Like it would be really nice.
I can get to Torchy's Tacos immediately and then just come right back, and they're hot and fresh. Yeah,
you guys aren't thinking.
Or just send me the food. I don't even have to leave.
Exactly. I just need instead of a microwave, it's a pad on my kitchen counter, and tacos appear.
Oh,
that'd be good.
That'd
be dangerous. That'd be so dangerous.
Years.
More.
Just for my waistline.
Pressing the taco button. More. All right. My number one. Totally impractical. I would die immediately, realistically, but my curiosity is just too much. I want it. It's got a generic name. It's just the timer device from the show Sliders. Y'all familiar with this? So in the show Sliders, it was a late 90s show with like Jerry O'Connell and Jonathan Rhys-Davies.
I have vague memories of it.
It's one of those shows where it's great premise, but it's locked in by its budget and location. And so, it's like good, bad execution, but great idea. All it is, it's a device that allows you to open up portals to alternate dimensions. So parallel worlds. So it's in every episode, it's an episode of the week, and every episode it's like, oh, what if America lost the American Revolution? And so they explore what it's like in their time. Like, Elvis never died, whatever. Just really fun stuff. But my curiosity of just visiting these parallel worlds where just something is slightly off. What is it? Finding out what the difference is. I wouldn't even use it for good. I mean, honestly, like I always think like, sure, if I visited a world where cancer was eradicated, I would try to find out as much information as I can. But, I'm just such a dork. I would love to visit these parallel worlds where it's like, oh, what if Sylvester Stallone was the Terminator instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger? What if
something
David
really
Bowie
not important?
Yeah, it really just again pop culture bullshit that doesn't matter. But it's like, hey, David Bowie's still alive. I never got to see him in concert. I can go, or whatever. Just things like that. My curiosity would be too great. But of course, in the show, there's like episodes where, dinosaurs didn't die out. They evolved alongside humans. And of course, I would be eaten by a T-Rex immediately or whatever happens. But I would just love to explore parallel worlds.
You definitely triggered my memory. I did watch some of that show, so I do remember that. I just didn't like at the time. You said Jerry O'Connell, and I went, oh, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But I think that would be really cool. I feel like the way safer and more boring version is the What If machine from Futurama, which is the same thing. What if this happened instead? And then it's just a TV screen. It shows what would have happened instead. Like, that's the way safer, way more boring option for that. But it would be really cool. And you're right. People would die immediately.
Oh, yeah. Because somehow I would walk through a portal where, the sun already exploded, in this timeline. So it's just like, and I'm dead. Yeah. So, I mean, there's too many variables, but if it was just sitting right here on my desk, I'd be like, let's see what happens. Boop, so. All right. So before we wrap up, I would like each of you to remind our viewers of your personal list. So Sean, remind us again of your top 5 future technologies.
All right. So from the bottom up.
Yep.
As a aquatic fan, I want a rebreather so that I may breathe underwater without concern. I would like to be able to understand the world with a universal translator. And I want to do it from the shadows of my invisibility cloak. So I want to go around listening to foreign conversations. Apparently, man, I'm sounding creepier. Maybe I'm listening underwater.
Do you have secret aspirations to be a spy? Sean?
I know. Yeah. All these are perfect spy gadgets. It's incredible. I love it.
And I will view my missions on my neural HUD, where I can see the stats, the mission. It's like getting a Questy add-on put in my brain. And then finally, I can report my findings back with my memory playback. But the memory playback.
You are the perfect spy. Yes, those all work perfect with each other.
Master of espionage.
Yeah.
It wasn't obvious in the moments when we were doing it, but when you put them all together, they definitely all work together.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Andy's all together now.
Oh, yeah. All over the place.
It's
me wanting to be really lazy until I kill myself in a parallel world. Yeah. All right, Crystal, remind our viewers of your top 5.
Okay. Number 5, neuromods from Prey, or I would take bioports from the Matrix, but preferably neuromods from Prey, where you can just learn a new ability instantly. The Animus was number 4, so you can relive parts of history through your ancestral DNA. 3 was a sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who, which would just be useful. A food system, and I think I would pick the Back to Future 2 hydrators, so you can keep your rough cleaner on your list. And then Star Trek transporters.
Very nice. Yes, all convenient stuff would make
that's what I want,
so much time. Yes. All right, number 5 for me is the Oasis from Ready Player One. I just want to have fun. Number 4, Replicator from Star Trek. Number 3, Rosie the Robot from the Jetsons. Number 2, the STEM chip from the movie Upgrade, and which is Crystal's
She's
worst
shaking her head
nightmare.
again,
Yeah.
by the way.
It really
listeners.
And number 1 is the timer device from the show Sliders. So excellent. Very good list. This was a lot of fun.
I was just going to say, my favorite from your list is Rosie. I just
I
want you to
agree.
know that.
It'd be
couldn't
so
agree
much
more.
fun. Yeah. Because I was thinking, because me and Sean just covered iRobot, and it was like, well, I know you can program these things, but you're just taking it off how they're shown in the movie. And like, I wouldn't want that creepy, blue-eyed dude just walking to say, hello, can I help you? Like, no, I want a little sass. I want that sarcasm, even if it's just making
want a
fat
little
jokes
humanity.
about me. Like, come on, Rosie, not today. Let's dial it down a little bit. But
I like
yeah.
the idea that you want to be insulted by your personal
Every now and then,
I mean,
self-deprecation.
yeah, exactly. Got to keep me humble. Because if I got all these other things on my list, like I got no attachment to the real world anymore.
That's
like
fair.
I'm living the oasis, not doing anything, going anywhere, doing anything. And then, so Rosie's got to keep me grounded. All right, everybody. Well, those are our top 5 lists. What would make your top 5? Let us know. I want to hear from you. Head over to thwack.com, look for Movies and Mainframes, leave us a comment, and you can always reach me at moviesandmainframes@solarwinds.com. All right. Thank you again, Sean. Thank you again, Crystal. This was a lot of fun. Can't wait till our next episode together.
Yes.
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, and thank you for listening. We are going to log off, and until the next time, we will catch you later. Bye, everyone.
Movies
And Mainframes.